All right, these questions are from the state of New York, maybe New York City, I'm not sure, and they're released items from their state test having to do with 8th grade science. And I wanted to give you a little bit of practice on how to take some of these tests that have to do with charts and graphs. So question one, the data table shows apparent air temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. And if you're not sure what apparent temperature is, they explain it here. Apparent air temperature is how hot the air feels at different temperatures and different relative humidities. So if we take a look at the chart, we've got to know what we're looking at. So this column here, right down here, shows the different air temperatures in degrees. And then here are the different relative humidities in percentages. So underneath the chart, the question is, if the air temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and the relative humidity is 70%, the apparent temperature is, well, we just look at the chart, look at this table, and we look where the two intersect, and so the answer would be 106 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, hope that was pretty clear to you. All right, let me clear this. And we're going to scroll down. Let's go to number 4, I believe. All right, so for number 4, we have the graph below shows a runner's distance from the starting line during a 30-minute race. Distance was measured in meters, time was measured in minutes. So here's our time in minutes, and it goes from 0 to 30 minutes, and then distance is in meters. And we want to know during which time interval, I'm reading down here, during which time interval was the runner moving at the greatest speed? And a mistake that many of you watching is probably making right now is looking at this end of the curve because you see all these high numbers and you're assuming that this is where he's going the fastest. Well, that's not the case. We're looking for the greatest average speed. All right, so the fastest speed is going to be where the runner traveled the most distance within a time interval. If you look at the intervals, it's from 0 to 5 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, 15 to 20, and so on. So if you look at 0 to 5 minutes, here's 0, and here's 5 minutes, right here. So he ran from 0 to 5 minutes, and he went this distance, maybe 1,500 meters. Okay, 10 to 15. So here's the 10 to 15. All right, so here's our 10. He was here at 10 minutes, and then he was here at 15. So he traveled that distance. And we're looking at this vertical line right here. And then 15 to 20. Here's, let's see, here's 15 again, and then here's 20. So if we make the lines here, he only traveled that far. And then finally, from 25 to 30, so here's 25. This is his position at 25. This is his position at 30. So you can see he only traveled this amount in those 5 minutes. So if I use a different color, he traveled this distance in those 5 minutes, this distance in those 5 minutes, this distance, and this distance in those 5 minutes. So he traveled the most distance in this 5-minute interval. So that was his fastest time. So the correct answer would have been number 1. All right, moving on. Let's clear that all up. And I believe I wanted to go to number 7, which is right here. All right, number 7. The label below shows the nutrition facts for a snack food. And so you see these things on labels all the time. All right, so we're looking at this. How many grams of fat would be consumed if a person ate the entire box of snack food? And so we're looking for the number of grams of fat. And the mistake that you might make is total fat grams, right? And so if you said number one, that would be wrong because we're looking for the entire box. And if you take a good look at the chart here, it says servings per container, serving size, and here, important, the facts that we're looking at below here are the amount per serving. So 130 calories per serving, total fat 3 grams per serving, and so on. So how many servings are in this container? Take a closer look, and it says servings per container. So if there are 9 servings per container, and there are 3 grams of fat for every serving, that would make, we multiply that, that would make 27 total grams. And so the correct answer would then be number 2. All right. We are at 6.5 minutes, so I think I'm going to stop that for right now, and hope it was a kind of a good exercise for you to practice carefully reading charts and graphs.